Hi, I'm Jennifer Bearden with the University of Florida IFAS Extension in Okaloosa County, and today I'm here with Farm Credit of Northwest Florida to talk to you about food plots. So our food plots are basically food for our wildlife. So people put in either cool season food plots or warm season food plots to feed the wildlife. In the cool season, kind of the goal of the food plot is to get the animals in to where the hunter is hunting. In the warm season, our goal is to give those animals more nutrition so that they can have more fawns, raise more fawns, have bigger antlers, or like turkeys, they can raise more turkey poults. So it's the warm season's more about providing that food source and that nutrition source, whereas the cool season, typically we see smaller plots that are designed to kind of pull the animals in. So we want tasty things in those plots that kind of bring them in. So we see a lot of high sugar foods, and that kind of attracts then the deer to come into those food plots. So basically you can do this on even a small acreage. You can have food plots. Warm season food plots, you're gonna need larger acreages to do those. So anywhere from 1 to even up to 10 acres, depending on the size of the area that you have, you'll be having in food plots then for the warm season. But for the cool season, I see them as small as 1/10 of an acre. To kind of get started with food plots though, the first thing you need to do is to do a soil sample. Now I'm a soil scientist, so I have to say that. The soil sample is going to give you so much knowledge for so little investment. So for a few minutes of your time and $10 per sample, it's going to tell you what your pH is, and that's going to be critically important to being able to establish a food source. You're going to have a pH of about 6.0 typically to grow your food plot. If your pH is too acidic, you're not going to get a good stand. It's going to be a frustrating experience for you. So go ahead and pay that $10, invest a few minutes of your time, and go ahead and get that knowledge back. Once you know that your food plot is in the range, then we can go ahead and start selecting plants. If your food plot is too low of a pH, we're going to give you a recommendation of lime to raise that pH to a 6.0. With that being said, we do not want you to just go ahead and lime it, because if you over lime that field and you end up getting a pH that's too high, it is so much harder to bring that pH down. So we'll have to put a lot of sulfur on it to bring it down, and it's a really slow process. So it's easier just to go ahead, instead of taking a guess, just go ahead and test that soil, know what you need, and get started from there. For cool season, I really don't recommend just going and grabbing something off the shelf at a box store. Typically, those aren't going to be varieties that perform well here. We have a list of things that perform well here in our food plots, and I would stick with those. So right here, we have wheat growing around me. Wheat is a good choice. It is sometimes, the seed is sometimes expensive, but deer do like wheat, especially if you can get the kind of wheat that is awnless. And basically that means that these hairs that are growing on it, the deer like it if it doesn't have those hairs growing on the seeds. So we call that awnless wheat. The deer like that better. The deer love oats, especially if you can get one that is designed for deer. So buck forage oat is a variety. It's high in sugar. They love it. They've got a sweet tooth too, like we do. So buck forage oats is high in sugar. They like that. Triticale is another. It's a cross between rye and wheat, and deer really like that as well. Deer also love clovers for the cool season. Clovers are a big draw, especially if you can get kind of a mix of clovers. So some crimson clover, some Dutch clover, some white clover, some red clover. They love the vast array of clovers on the field as well, because they pack in the sugars too. Another thing that they like is a daikon radish. It's a sweet radish. So, normal radishes are kind of got a bite to them, but the daikon radish is actually sweet. Like I said, the deer, they have a sweet tooth. So putting in some daikon radish is helpful too. Typically, that's the kind of mixture I go for in my food plots for the cool season. So now for the warm season, it's a little bit different. We're not worried about bringing them in and what's tasty for them. For the warm season, we're worried about what's got that crude protein in it that is going to really kind of build them up. So for the females, we're worried about raising offspring. And for the males, we're worried about them growing big old antlers or growing those nice long beards for the gobblers. So for those, we're worried about that crude protein content. So things that help us bring that crude protein content. We can put soybeans in. There's lab. There's iron clay peas. Those are going to be legumes that bring that crude protein up. Of course, corn is a good thing to throw in. We have sorghum. Things like that are great. There are a lot of millets, so pearl millet, proso millet, even brown top millet. The seed heads on those, a lot of our birds like to eat on. So things like that are excellent. A new one that's coming in that I've played with a little bit is sun hemp. And I know it's not hemp, that kind of hemp. It's sun hemp. So sun hemp is a legume. It will get ahead of you if you're not careful with it. And the first time you put it in, the deer won't know what it is. Go ahead and kind of control it, mow it a few times. Don't let it get too hot, too high, too tall. Let them get a taste for it, because once the deer get a taste for it, they really, really like it. So I would mix it with some legumes, some other legumes like the clay peas or soybeans, and let those grow. Let's see how the deer like them. So for more information about food plots, if you've got any further questions, you can always contact your IFAS Extension office. Typically, we've got either an agriculture agent that can help you with it or some natural resources agent that can help you with any of those questions, from soil sampling to what to plant to where to find the seed. Our extension offices are going to be a great tool for that. So thanks for watching this episode of Northwest Florida Living with Farm Credit of Northwest Florida, and have a great time out in the outdoors, and we'll see you next time.